All right, let's jump right in. We're tackling one of the fiercest debates happening in the creative world right now. Is AI-generated work really art? It's a question that's splitting communities and making us question everything we thought we knew about creativity. So yeah, let's get into it.
I mean, just look at this. It's a crazy detailed food court inside some kind of green, futuristic space station. It's stunning, it's complex, and it was made by an AI. So the question that's hanging over this, and millions of other images just like it, is simple, but it's also incredibly deep. Is this art? And maybe more importantly, is the person who told the AI to make it an artist?
To try and get to the bottom of this, let's just start with a basic definition. Merriam-Webster says an artist uses two key things: conscious skill and creative imagination. And that's really the whole debate in a nutshell, right? Does using an AI to make an image actually involve either of those things? This is the heart of the conflict.
Okay, so first up, let's tackle the argument for skill. The people who are all in on AI art will tell you that getting a really great, intentional result isn't just about getting lucky, it's about having a totally new and pretty complex set of skills.
But a lot of people just aren't buying it. This is the kind of thing you see online all the time. This idea that making AI art is just easy. You type some words, you get a picture. It feels more like you're ordering food from a menu than actually being the chef who cooks the meal. But is it really that simple?
Let's really put that idea to the test by taking a peek behind the curtain at what an advanced user's workflow can actually look like. Trust me, it's a whole lot more than just typing one line of text.
Okay, check this out. This is a real process a user went through to create a detailed scene, and it is not simple. It actually started with a super rough sketch just to get the basic composition down. Then that sketch gets fed to the AI as a guide. From there, it's this constant dance, this back and forth. You generate an image, you jump in and edit it by hand, use tools like inpainting to have the AI fix very specific spots, you add characters and precise poses using another tool called ControlNet. You can even use plugins to tell the AI exactly what kind of clothes you want. This isn't just pushing a button, it's more like trying to conduct an entire orchestra of algorithms.
So when you break it all down, the skills you need are, well, they're all over the map. Sure, there's prompt engineering, which is its own new craft. But you're also using timeless ideas from art class, like composition and color theory. You need to be good with digital editing tools for all the cleanup and fixing, and you might even need to know a little about 3D posing to get your characters just right. It's this wild mix of tech wizardry and classic artistic instinct.
And get this, even picking the right AI is a skill. These different models, they all have their own personalities. Midjourney loves to get weird and surreal. DALL-E's a bit more literal, a bit more by the book. A good AI artist has to understand these tendencies so they can either lean into them or spend a whole lot of time fighting them to get the vision they have in their head.
Okay, but that's just one side of the argument. Now we've got to look at the other side, which is full of some really powerful counter-arguments that question the very soul and the ethics of making images this way.
And this right here is the commissioner argument. It's probably the biggest one you'll hear from critics. The idea is that the AI is the one doing the real work, and the user is basically just a client giving instructions. You can describe exactly how you want your burger, but that doesn't make you the chef, right?
And this isn't just a random opinion online. You have experts, like some from Harvard, who are worried about this. They say that while an AI can be an incredible mimic, it's missing the stuff that makes art truly powerful. A genuine vision that comes from personal experience, from having lived a life. It's missing that spark you see when musicians just jam together. The AI can copy the form, but can it ever truly capture the feeling?
This quote just nails that commissioner idea. It frames the user as a director, a micromanager even, not the person actually making the thing. The AI is like this endlessly patient artist that'll do whatever you say, but the creative act, the brushstroke itself, is still being done by the machine.
And this is where things go from a philosophical debate to something, well, a lot more heated. Because beyond all the questions about who the artist is, there's this massive ethical and legal bombshell about how these AI models are even made in the first place.
Here's the thing you have to understand. For an AI to learn how to make pictures, it has to study billions of them. And where do those pictures come from? They're scraped from all over the internet. A huge chunk of that data is copyrighted art made by human artists who say their work was taken without their permission, without any credit, and certainly without any pay, all to train a machine that's now a direct competitor. This is the foundation for some major high-profile lawsuits.
So to really get what this fight is all about, we need to zoom out a bit. This isn't just a simple is it art or not question. This is really a fight for something sociologists call cultural capital.
Think of cultural capital as the currency of legitimacy in the art world. It's what makes a painting valuable, not just the canvas and paint it's made of. It's the value that the whole system, the fancy galleries, the important critics, the big auction houses, decides to give to something. It's what says, this is legitimate art.
And that capital? Oh, it can turn into some very real money. Back in 2018, this AI-generated piece, the portrait of Edmund de Bellamy, went up for auction at Christie's and sold for $432,500. It absolutely shattered expectations. And just like that, one of the biggest names in the art world gave a massive stamp of approval and value to AI.
Which of course brings up that age-old question. Does a huge price tag automatically mean something is artistically important, or was this just the art market being the art market and cashing in on the latest hype?
So when you boil it all down, this is really a power struggle. It's not just about a definition in a dictionary. It's a fight for a seat at the table. It's a fight for recognition, for legitimacy, and for the power to decide who gets called an artist and what gets to be called art for the next generation.
So where do we go from here? Sometimes to see the future, you've got to look at the past. And this is not the first time a new technology has completely freaked out the art world.
Think about this for a second. Back in the 1800s, when photography came along, it was hit with the exact same criticisms. One famous critic called it art's most mortal enemy. People said it was just a mechanical process, not real artistry, and they were terrified it would make painters totally obsolete. Sound familiar? The arguments we're hearing today against AI are almost a perfect echo. It's the same playbook.
So maybe the future isn't about humans versus machines. Maybe it's not an either-or situation. Some people think the answer is in this missing middle, this creative space where humans and AI collaborate, where we humans bring the vision, the taste, the direction, and the machines do the heavy lifting. Not replacement, but partnership.
And that really brings us back to this fundamental idea, right? A paintbrush by itself doesn't make you an artist. The real artistry is in the tool. It's in the vision, the intent, and the skill of the person who's using it.
So I'll leave you with this final, really challenging question. As these lines between the creator and the tool just get blurrier and blurrier, our definition of what an artist is, it's going to have to change. In this new world, where a human brings the imagination and a machine does the execution, who actually gets the credit? The answer to that is going to write the next chapter of art history.